G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 13 of my Acid Retaliation Sentinel. And we had a little bit of an issue with the old PC here. Unfortunately, I've had to roll back to my backup on this character because the actual save was corrupted. However, I'm pretty much back to where I was. I went and farmed Ravna. I actually got the same affixes. It's almost certainly different numbers on this, so you can tell that it's actually a new weapon. But yeah, I got a few new Ravna's claws to look at. I had to redo basically the entire last episode, starting from the Astrakhan Valley, working through here, did Fort Icon again, did Tomb of the Archon again, did all through here, and I've just killed the Logorian again, so we're back up to where we were. For my killing Logorian quest, I picked up the Stonefist Rebuke. I also got the Rune Plates of Ignifar to drop, which I'm not going to use them because it kind of feels like cheating, but they would be good to use just for the resistances and armor. Especially that armor would be really nice. And I also picked up Touch of Purity. I can't remember where this dropped. Yeah, I forget, but either way, we're not going to use it. Now, there's been a few comments that I wanted to go over. First one was, where am I getting all my scrap? And the answer is, we're not buying it. We're going to use some dynamite on these lovely purple items that we're not going to use. So, dismantle, chuck in whatever purples you want. I happen to have the exact amount of dynamite, which is nice. And then we dismantle it. That gave me 6 scrap and a hallowed ground. There's another 5 scrap. Ooh, ancient heart, very nice. And then these ones, 8 scrap and an ethereal missive. So 3 purple items, that's 20 scrap. We actually only need 150, so we will easily be able to get there. The other comment was that, let me just actually check who that was. I want to give credit for this. Carioplasma said that it sounds like you're planning to buy the Mythical Perdition blueprint. That is true, that is the plan. And they would strongly advise against it because it's quite rare. Now that is potentially true. I have not bought this particular blueprint from Barrowholm before. It may turn out that it is quite rare. If that is the case, then we will just do totems until it drops either the blueprint or enough of these helmets or shoulders or whatever that we can transmute into it. It's not a big deal. I will be trying to buy it from Barrowholm, but if it turns out it's just too rare, then we'll just get it from totems and it'll be fine. Okay, I need to go and craft some more dynamite, so I'm going to go and do that. And then we're going to get started on Ashes of Malmoth. Actually, while I'm here, I'll check Isaiah. See if he has any nice potions. Poison's always a good one to have a couple of. And I like to check the rare jewelry, even though I know I'm never going to be using this. I do need to get some better rings as well. But we have MI rings coming up, so I will be doing a little bit of shopping in between episodes, I guess. I don't know that you really need to watch me running back and forth to reset, but we'll see how we go. Alright, so dynamite, I can make 7. I'll just make 4, which is actually 12, and that'll be fine. Now, level 55, I need to have 365 cunning. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're almost there, but we'll leave that for now. I'm not planning on using either of these, but I do want to just confirm for myself that even though these are small upgrades, that this one is better. It says it's better. I just want to check. It's just me being paranoid. Alright, what quests we got? Yep, so we're going to head out to the Burrwitch village here, and let's get underway with the Ugdenbog part, or the Gloomwald part, I guess, of the playthrough. Now, anyone who's been here for long enough knows that I love me some Gloomwald. This is probably my favorite area in the game, which is nice, coming off one of my least favorite areas in the game, that being the Tomb of the Watcher's second floor, whatever that's called. The Tomb of the Logorian or something like that. I forget exactly what it's called, I hate the place. But the Gloomwald And the Gloomwald is great. I actually quite enjoy this particular area. Oh, also, I should probably mention this before I go any further. Because I've had to redo the last episode, I did spend my skill points a little differently. Now, I've taken Avenging Shield up to 18 points and got the extra bounce on the shield, and I have less points in Ascension, obviously because they're up here. But the basic idea is going to be the same. Get Avenging Shield to 18, then we max Ascension, and then we start on Occultist things. So, a few points spent a little differently, but otherwise more or less the same. So we'll take out Draugr here, and then we will get into the Gloomwald. Now I'm still going to be picking up most things, because I'm well short on bits, as you can see, less than 400,000. For me at this point in the game, less than a million, maybe even 2, is quite low. So I definitely want to be picking more stuff up. Okay, rumor rank 10, that's very, very nice. Let me just double check. Yep, we're good. Okay, awesome. Alright, Obsidian Plate Carus. No. Obviously not, but not a bad chest. Just, we can't use it. That's right, there's a merchant here, he can use it. If you're running short on scrap, and if you're worried about not having 150, and keep in mind, we've got another 42 levels before we need to worry about having more. But the blue items also blow up into nice amounts of scrap, so if you need scrap, you can get them with blues. You can even get them with greens, let's be honest, but I don't think it's worth it for greens. Okay, so one thing we do want to be doing for this build is we do want to be killing the plants. I'm pretty sure the rings that I want do drop from, or can be bought from the vendor in the Ancient Grove, but I'm not 100% sure on that, mostly because I haven't checked. But I do know that the rings do drop from the elite or hero type plants. So if you want to get them, and we do, they come with retaliation stuff on them as well as skill points. So if you want to get those rings, then we need to be checking all of the plants. Now I see me a treasure trove just there, which I like treasure troves, so why am I not attacking? There we go. Got there in the end. Or did I? There we go. There was something going on with line of sight there. I was clicking and nothing was happening. Okay, so yes, we want to be killing the plants. I mean, ordinarily we kind of want to be killing the plants anyway, but they drop loot we want this time, so we really want to be killing the plants. I'm gonna go through this entire swamp section, kill all of the plants, and get 0 rings. Just watch. Just watch. It's gonna happen. Alright, so I came over here to get the treasure trove. I came over here to check for the totem. Neither of those are there. I'm going to pretty much just do my normal farming run through this area because it seems like maybe not the most efficient way of doing the area, but it's a good way of doing this area where you get a decent amount of gear out of it. So I'm going to do it anyway. Just behind this house here, it's worth going up here for Pakla, or apparently Alder. This is one of the areas where you're going to notice a decent number of heroes spawning behind the house. There's also a tunnel through here, and this is another spawning area for Pakla, so can be worth checking that area as well. Now inside the actual, I don't know what this is another mill, some sort of building. Inside there you're not going to find much, but it's probably still worth killing stuff. Everything's made out of XP. Nane's stash on normal. is just an exalted stash for the price of a dynamite. On ultimate, it's the entry point into the Lokar quest, but for normal, it's just a little bit of loot. Alright, so we'll get through here. Now, this little area is also one of my favorites because you get... Ooh, totems here today. You get a chance at a totem, you get a guaranteed treasure trove, and it's a good passage from one side of the Gloomwald to the other. In my head, the Gloomwald is split up into sort of two halves. Probably because I use this passage kind of creates the two halves. But, Ethereal Missive's not bad. Alright, let's just do a little bit of rounding up. And we'll just throw the green frisbee through all these guys. Alright. Now we have a spirit totem here. Why is it a spirit totem in a beast-infested area? Don't know. It just is. It's ancient though, so beware of that. It is going to be potentially a little rippy, but it should be fine. Anything that wants to hit us at this point is welcome to ragdoll themselves. I've dropped two purples there. The Gortosian Scrolls, which is Panetti's replicated missile on a shoulder pad, and the Butcher of Burrwitch, and both of those are going to be turned into iron bits. So I'm going to grab all the loot here. Like I said, I do need the loot. I'm very low on bits, and I've got a whole extra blue set that I'm going to be potentially transmuting coming up here in about 10, 11, maybe 12 levels. So I'm going to need bits for that. And then depending on what happens with the level 94 set, well actually no, not really. It doesn't matter which way I end up going with the level 94 set. I am absolutely going to need bits for it. So definitely going to need some. This little platform here, do be careful when you get to this section. Avarice, these Bloodsingers will heal her. She's a boss with a big skull above her head. The Bloodsingers will heal her, and she gets to use the weapons that she will drop, so there's a good chance that she's going to be shooting you with extra poison damage or something like that. And heroes that get to shoot you or attack you with the weapons that they drop are sort of one of my biggest fears in the campaign now. Ever since I ran into that one guy with the 700% or 600%, whatever it was, extra physical damage. So, new fear unlocked, I guess. Wendigo Spirit's nice. That'll be useful for a quest up ahead. Don't stress if you don't have one of those. There's another quest that'll give you one. So, you'll be fine. Alright, new devotion shrine here. I think we get to make a little bit more progress on the Toitus. Get rid of this guy. You got any Ugdenblooms on you? No, you don't. What about you? Nope. These are important to get as we go along. Depending on what build you go with at the end, at level 100, this is likely to be a conduit build. Which means you're probably going to need something along the lines of 150 to 200 of these, just to get the conduit you want. So, start collecting them now so you don't have to grind them for as long later. You probably still have to grind them later, but at least it'll be sort of less. Alright, there we go. What do we get? The Dust Brawler's Shoulder Guards. That makes for some nice iron bits. I also am checking rings. Ideally, I want Chaos and Aether Res on my rings. Let's actually... If I take both of my rings off... So Vitality's fine. That's going to be covered with the Soul Shards. And pretty much everything else is fine. So the resistances on these rings, all I need is that 10% pierce resist. And other than that, these rings don't really do a whole bunch. Granted, the extra damage to Beastkin on the Slith Primal Ring is actually really good, and it's maybe even worth dipping into Elite to get the Elite version, just for that. But other than that, those rings are just not very good. So once we can get into the Ancient Grove, I might just poke my head in there and see what's available. Although having said that, it will cost me a skeleton key to do it, so maybe not. Nice little blueprint there. That'll be good to add to the pile that I'm probably never going to use. There we go. Yeah, that'll do us. Oh, we do have... I could use this weapons. Corrosive of Alacrity. It is definitely an upgrade. Let's just see if I do... No, I still don't have enough cunning. Alright, that's fine. We'll get to that point. Now I'm coming over here to the left, mostly for this rotting stump. Although... That's not bad. That's a trap. I'm just going to leave that. And this section here is another one of the really good areas that you want to be kind of a little bit wary of. Not so much in normal, but definitely in ultimate. This area has bloodsingers, which are going to be healers, so they have to die. But you can get Pakla in here, you can get the quest Wendigos here, you can get a large pack of heroes spawn here. So just this little area here is definitely one you want to be aware of, and just be a little wary heading into it. Okay, and Wraith Speaker needs to go as well. Alright, so is this Amala's dad? I forget. The NPC at the, back in the Black Legion camp in Fort Icon. Alright, we're pretty much done in here now. We have a couple more heroes to kill. This guy, obviously. And we have Nane's stash just here, which I am going to collect because, hey, free blue items. Let's get rid of these guys as well. Big pack of trees and plants and no Ugden blooms yet, which is a little surprising. Usually you get a couple. Not today though, it looks like. Poisonous Bloom here might come back as a hero. I haven't seen any yet, and I've been whacking all of the plants. Looks like I'm just a little unlucky. Alright, and so in normal, you get your, this is Nane's stash here. You get your guaranteed blue item, and that's kind of it. If you run down here, you can sort of see, if we turn the camera around a bit, you can sort of see how this would be a pathway if it wasn't covered over. And in Ultimate, that actually is a pathway, and there is another area in there. But in normal, it's just blocked off. There's nothing there. Alright. Avarice is going to be down here because she wasn't in the previous place. If you haven't found your totem yet, it's going to be up here. I've already done mine, so I'm just going to walk away from this. Probably should kill that plant, but whatever. And that is kind of the usual run for me through here. I think I missed that. Let me go back, because I was waffling again and walked straight past the Devotion Shrine, I think. Did I? No, I didn't. I got it. Okay. Actually, as long as we've got the point, we may as well spend it. So a little bit less physique required for my shield. This is almost never useful while leveling. Most builds are not going to be stacking Cunning or Spirit while leveling. They'll be stacking physique and then just keeping enough stats otherwise to use their gear. While you're leveling, physique is definitely the better stat to be stacking up. Alright, Rotting Stump here. Ugden Bloom's really good, as I mentioned later on, for the conduit that you are probably going to be making with this build. Also really good for late game components. So you definitely want to get your hands on a few of these while you're running through. And there is a farming route where you can come down here and go under this bridge into the little secret area down here and then come out and go all through. I'm not going to do that. It's shown in my other videos if you want to see it, but for this video, we're just going to get to the Coven, preferably not standing in the goop too much. We're just going to get to the Coven and be on with our day. And we'll get our Ugdenblooms from murdering trees, basically. And there'll be other stumps as well. Alright. Den of Caraxes is basically a really big figure 8. The top part of the 8, the top circle, is really big, and the bottom part is quite small. So you can see the bottom part there, and then this is a big loop. And Caraxes himself is, or itself I guess, is at the top of the figure 8. So we're going to go and get that, get out of the goop. There we go. We need to kill Caraxes, which it's not going to be too hard. Especially because all of his friends are dead. So we can just basically stand here and blow him up. And if we were playing a soldier build, I'd be very happy to see Caraxes, because this is where we'd be farming our belt. We're not playing a soldier build, unfortunately, so no +1 belt for us. Okay, so Blighted of Attack actually wouldn't be horrible. If that +1 to soldiers was +1 to Oathkeepers, I'd probably wear that belt. But it's not, so I'm not going to. And we'll be on our way. Now you can go complete the figure 8 there, but it's much faster to just go out the way you came in. Ghost Crabs will give you a +1 to Inquisitor belt, or Inquisitor skills belt. This little trap here never fails to fail. I don't think I've ever had trouble with this particular trap, even when they're, you know, right here and there's 6 of them. Still never actually been an issue, even when I wasn't expecting it. But hey, more loot, right? Definitely enjoying that 5th bounce, I think, more than a couple extra levels in some other skills. Another Wendigo Spirit. They're actually quite rare, so having a couple of them at this point is welcome. Here's Pakla. Normally I encounter and kill Pakla way back in the Gloomwald. I guess this is technically still the Gloomwald, but back here, kind of what I'm talking about. Alright, so now we are free and clear. Made it to the Coven. Hooray, everybody. We get to dump off some of this extra loot. I'm going to go and probably dynamite those purples. Just grab this. Let's actually go do this in Devil's Crossing. I think you get better prices in Devil's Crossing. Don't quote me on that. It's probably wrong, but I like Luther. Alright, dismantling. You know what? We'll blow the blues up as well. At least some of them. 6 scrap and a heart. Not bad for a dynamite. 7 scrap and, well, ancient armor plates. Not amazing. Let's get the blues. Why not? Ancient heart from a blue. That's unexpected, but welcome. Another ancient heart from a blue. What is going on? This doesn't happen. Apparently it does. So there's another 40. We're very quickly going to have more than enough, so not particularly worried about scrap for this build. Even if you haven't been blowing them up as you go along, you're going to find plenty of things to blow up very, very quickly, especially once you're max level and you're looking for the Perdition set. If you're looking for totems, then you're going to be getting lots of purples and blues drop anyway. So, not worried about the scrap at all. Let's just go bank all this stuff, and then we'll head out to the Coven and eat our conversation pie, as it were. There we go, 145 already. I'm going to keep the Wendigo Spirits on me. There is a quest that needs one, so just keep one with you. And we may as well talk to Amala here. Thank you very much. It's a lovely new potion to reset my attributes. Be very useful once I hit level 100. Right, we are done here, so let's bounce on back to the Coven. And go collect our conversation pie. Anyone got some tomato sauce? Okay, Garadia here. So, we just click through. We have a deal. Absolutely. Yes. Lovely deal. The best deal of all time. Alright. Guardian Cinder. Grab that quest as well. This one, you don't have to grab this one. You can just do the quest without eating that particular conversation pie, but it does put a star on your map. Does add a little reminder here, so it's not a bad idea. Alright. This is a decent sized pack. We do want to be killing the Basilisks, because they will be dropping the medal that I'm looking for. And also because they will be dropping the quest item that we need, or one of the quest items that we need through here. That is, believe it or not, this one with Blood of Dreeg stuff on it is not the one I'm looking for. Although it's also not a bad one. These voracious growths just don't want to give me the lightning or fire plants today. There we go. Are you coming back? Nope, I think we're done. Alright, I'm going to go find the foot here. There it is. The foot I'll explain here in a second. It's a shape on the map that I've found that helps me remember where there is a stump. Now, you can see it on the map just here. If we zoom in a bit, this shape here, this looks like a big toe, a little toe, that's your heel, someone's foot. You can kind of see the shape. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to explain. And you can see that shape. There is at the edge of the big toe there. There is a stump to click on. Alright, we'll go kill, is it Janaxia or Laria? I think it's Janaxia. It is Janaxia. There we go. We'll go kill Janaxia. Now, our character doesn't know that she's, you know, a traitor to the Coven or something. We're just walking in here, completely no idea who lives here, and we're just going to murder them. I'm sure there's something to be said about that, but anyway, moving on. Alright, 2 more levels for Ascension. Being above level 50, we now only get the 2 points per level, which is unfortunate, but I guess it is what it is. I'm going to max out Ascension, and then we are off to Occultist Land. While we're in here, there is a bunch of loot just kind of hanging out on the floor and in the walls. There's another blue item. Usually don't get blues out of those, but take them where you can, I guess. Okay, we got a boss door. Don't know why, because Janaxia is not particularly scary. At least in general. I probably shouldn't say that running around without max resistances. Things that aren't normally scary. Potentially going to be very scary. Frostborn Ugdenbog Chillstrife of Alacrity. Now, if I was playing a cold build, a cold dual-wielding Reaper, perhaps, I'd be pretty happy about that. No, I'm not saying I'm going to play a Reaper next. I think I'm going to wait for the Season 6 mod to come out. That's in a week, so I think we're going to just do this character until then. We'll see how that goes. I may just end up doing sort of daily recaps for the Season 6 thing instead of a full playthrough. But, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I am so far undecided if I'm going to do a full playthrough on Season 6 or if I'm just going to do highlights. I think I may end up just doing highlights, but like I said, we'll see. Alright, so we've killed Janaxia there. Came up here to check for the totem, and also because we need to head north anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. Getting that 5th bounce was really good. Definitely recommend. If you haven't already done it, definitely save some points. Get the extra bounce. You will not regret it, I promise. Okay, a couple of Basilisks here. This is what I wanted to see. I do want that medal, and also quest item. For some reason with the Basilisks, it's quite rare to see the quest item. Compared to, for example, the Leaf Mane Alphas that we're going to be killing later, but just drop it straight away. First one you kill probably will drop the quest item. But for the Basilisks, not so much. Alright, here we go. Diseased Virulent Growth. Finally got one. There's the Living Ring from not the one that I thought was going to drop it. Living Ring, this is not the ring that we want, which is unfortunate, but what did it have on it actually? I do have garbage rings. Vitality and Aether. I am tempted to switch that, but I think I'll leave it. It's not particularly good. Alright, another one. So, potentially, this could be the ring I'm looking for, or at least the base. It's definitely not. The rings are... I don't know why, but they're quite rare. Kill you. You were the trap, weren't you? Yeah. Take these guys out. The Voracious Growths are the ones that have already grown back. So we'll kill a ton of those and get nothing. So, alright. Here is my first Leaf Mane Alpha. He didn't drop it. What about the second one? He also didn't drop it. Okay, game's making a liar out of me again. That's fine, I see how it is. So we've got another alpha here. Still no quest item, alright, alright. That's okay. I'll just be a liar again. Seems like every time I say, now this guy's gonna do something. Never do. Alright, where are we up to? This is going to be... Old Mate's house, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's fine. We'll just head over to the left here in a second. I just noticed the totem. Undead in the middle of the swamp. Why? Don't know. No idea why all the totems are undead. Still hasn't dropped the quest item. I'm quite surprised. Maybe it's an area thing, and it only drops from a certain type of leaf mane. Usually I end up getting it over near the mine, but I'm pretty sure I've had the quest drop near the Ancient Grove though, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Just getting unlucky. This character does seem to be a magnet for anti-luck, I'm gonna call it. Characters that didn't need the Perdition set had 2 or 3 full sets by the time they were finished playing the game. Get to level 100, open up the stash. There's 2.5, 3 full sets of Perdition gear just from, you know, just doing random totems while leveling. The one hero that actually wants it is going to spend 5 hours farming one set. Alright, and you can stop that, please. There we go. Okay, so Craval lives here. Just for a change, I remembered his name. We're not going in there. Craval is dangerous, and his MI is a pet item, so I don't care about pets on this particular build. So we're just going to leave Craval alone. One day I'm going to play a pet build and go in there and kill him, but not today, not today. Don't forget your rotting stumps when you find them. Ugdenbog going to be very, very important later on. Okay, we're going to head left this time. Go over here. I think this is where the witches live. If it's not, then we'll end up going back to the right. But it's not a big deal either way. Pretty sure the witches are this way. I know how to get there from the Coven. But definitely... I'm in completely the wrong section in my head. Yeah, we still haven't even got to the rift yet. So never mind. The witches are definitely not over there. Okay, this is actually really cool. I like this. I don't know why. There's just some statue of someone just hanging out. There's the rest of the statue. The head's fallen down. Somehow managed to roll uphill. But, you know, details. Okay, Burning Bloom. It's another good one. Please give me a ring. I asked nicely. There's a living ring. And that's also not the one we want. What's it got on it, though? It might... It's not the one that I want, but it might be good. It's not. So, isn't it? Ugdenbloom? Ugdenbloom is worth it. Okay, let's head over this way, kill some more plants and etc. Definitely want to be killing the plants on this build, which is unfortunate because they're a pain and they're everywhere and they take way too much damage and then you have to wait for them to come back. And there we go. There's one of the rings. Unfortunately, it's got pet affixes, or a pet affix, but the creeping ring is indeed the one that we want. And it's got really good resistances on this one too. Untamed is mostly worthless because we don't have the familiar. But +3 retribution, +3 to aspect of the guardian. We don't actually have aspect of the guardian yet, but we will. And then flat acid retaliation, % retaliation damage, good resistances, offensive ability, health. This is an amazing ring, and goodbye to that one. Now the question is, do I have a soul shard? I do indeed. I don't actually need it. I could quite happily put, well, anything else on here. What else have we got? Roiling Blood, no. This is actually a little bit tempting just for the offensive ability. Corpse Dust could also be good. Honestly, the Polished Emerald is not entirely against, or not entirely out of the equation. The extra Cunning is not really needed anymore. But having that emerald might save a point in Cunning. We're just gonna do that. Let's see here. I am actually gonna swap this over. Why not? We're right next to a rift gate anyway, so it doesn't matter if I accidentally clear it. Alright, so what do we got? Aegis, 31 to 32,000, okay? Now, looks like the Poisoned of Arcane balance is going to actually be better. I don't know why it's saying that. Oh, it's the poison damage over 5 seconds, I think. Only 1% less casting, or attack speed. Yeah, these are probably going to be much of a muchness. Let's just see. 31.5 to 32.5, and then this one is actually less, so yeah. There we go. Ooh, no, not that one. I want to keep my add-on. There we go, get some extra resistances there. I don't know that I need that anymore, so that's going to be Chaos stuff. Chaos I need, Aether I also need. Alright, never mind, never mind. I do also need to keep that sword, because that one is going to be considerably better. But the rest of this stuff we can sell.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Definitely don't sell the Ugdenblooms. Nope. Absolutely not. What is that one? That's a living ring. We don't need that. Okay, we're good. Beautiful. So, new sword. Or a dagger? I think it's a dagger, actually. Is it a dagger? Doesn't really matter. It's a sword. Okay. So, new sword day. Slightly more damage. I guess that's... What, about 3 to 4% extra damage? Which is definitely not bad. I did lose the Black Legion poison augment from the previous weapon, but that's fine. Actually, I think I lost that on previous weapon. Okay, Stonegaze Basilisk. also doesn't have my quest item, and also doesn't have my medal. So we're not doing well here. You guys all getting up, or just the two? Just the two. Okay. No more plants, that's fine. Pretty sure you can buy the creeping ring from the merchant in the Ancient Grove. I just haven't checked, so that might be one that we don't get to buy from there. There's definitely no easy way to get them aside from that, though. You getting back up? No, you're not. Okay, once you get to this section here, from Laria's Den, you want to check here for the Undergrowth. If it's not there, once you get over here, you just kind of hug the right wall, and there's a couple spawn points up the right side. If they're not there, then there's only one other place they can be, so just check the right side here. There it is. Are you getting back up? You are. And I'm just going to make sure to kill all the plants on this playthrough. Normally I just walk past them, but normally they drop items that I don't care about, so it is nice to have a reason to kill them, I guess. Same with these trees. You can walk past these. This particular area, the Undergrowth, I don't really enjoy this area, mostly for these little, not this one, but when I find one, I'll point. Yeah, here we go. This thing here, this little flaily tentacle, wacky arm tree thingy. The damage is basically zero. Like, does it even register? It does register a bit, I guess. Actually, I think that might have been this guy. Got double disease spawns. That's pretty good. Rings. Sound like those seagulls from Finding Nemo. Mine. Yeah, these things here, they get in the way, and your character doesn't register them as like a wall, so it won't try and automatically go around them. It just tries to like slide through, and no matter how much you try and click past them, you actually have to manually drive your character around them. It's quite frustrating. Alright, what do we got? Void touched, so this guy's gonna... Yep, there he is. Come on. There you go. Here we go. Oh, we've got the totem today. That's good. It's unusual. I don't know why, but I almost never get the totem. Alright. Got some bugs this time. Why bugs instead of undead? Don't know. It's just how it is. Alright, what are we up to? Level 53, so another 10 levels, maybe 9 levels. And we'll be getting perdition pieces again. Which I'm excited about. I don't know about you guys. Really looking forward to farming another one of those. Watch it get my hopes up again. First totem we do, it's going to drop the helmet. First treasure trove I pop, it'll drop the gloves. And then we won't see another piece for 5 hours. Actually, I think I got most of the set except for the shield quite quickly. Which is what I expected. I didn't expect it to take that long to get the last piece. Alright. This Exalted Stash, it's always here. It's always got a blue item. It's definitely worth hitting. What are you? You're already regrown. Getting the extra retaliation damage on the ring is really good for this build. All of the retaliation stuff we do also gets applied to our attacks, so flat retaliation is really good, especially when it's acid. Does this one have a little hidden cubby hole? I think it does. It's over here, isn't it? No, it's not. Nope, I'm crazy. Here it is. I was gonna say, I swear it does. There's the actual hidden stash was the body, not the branches. Okay, so we've got Silvaria here. Now, Silvaria does a lot of poison damage, which I think will be okay. And summons friends. So we just get in her face on her little island here. And we'll just more or less keep flipping frisbees at things, and they'll die eventually. You can see all the poison around the edges there. As long as you stand in the middle, then you won't take too much damage from that. It's when you start trying to kite around and run around in circles and all that sort of stuff. That's when that gets worse. Just realized I forgot my friends. Wonder how many people have been yelling at their screen for the last 3/4 of an hour about that. Have been thinking, you know, damage is a little bit low. Yeah, of course it is, because you didn't summon the Guardians. Okay, well, we've done that now. You can run back out if you wish to. I prefer to teleport out. It might actually be faster to run. In this case, especially, it's almost certainly going to be faster to run. But I just don't want to deal with that area. Also, as an added bonus, I did find some extra Basilisks to kill, so it's kind of worth it, maybe. See what they drop, if anything. Looks like it's probably going to be nothing. Yeah, nothing. But hey, extra chance for the medal. Definitely want that medal before we go anywhere. I'm going to head the left way this time as well. So I already know what's over there on the right. I've found the Undergrowth, so I don't actually need to go looking for it anymore. If yours wasn't here, and it wasn't up here either, I think there's one more spot up here, and then the last spot is way over near the entrance to Barrowholm. But if you just hug that side wall, eventually you'll run into it. Or you'll run into Barrowholm, in which case you know you need to go back a little bit. I'll show you where the Barrowholm one is here in a second. Definitely coming back for Basilisks. I think whoever named... There's my quest item at least. Whoever named the Basilisk definitely had a friend with a lisp. And just wanted to bother them. Is it the Fang? It is the Fang. There we go. Alright. So I'm going to pick up the Venom Gaze Bile. I'm going to pick both of these up as well. This is the one we want. It's going to nuke my Chaos Res. But, can we do this? I still need both of those, so I can't swap one of them. I don't think I can actually wear this, unfortunately, just for the moment. If I get some better rings, then perhaps. But you can see this has got +3 to Reprisal, Drig's Evil Eye, and then attack damage converted to health for the shield, more retaliation damage added to Drig's Evil Eye, and some lifesteal on Drig's Evil Eye as well. So if we can get that to the point where we can wear it, maybe... Nope. Unfortunately, those are not rings. I could try and flip this to one of the rings, but I think the amulet's going to have the Chaos Res on it anyway. So maybe not worth spending my Eldritch Essences on that. I think we'll just have to find a ring with some Chaos resistance on it. Because this ring here doesn't affect my resistances at all. It does with the Vitality Res because of the component, but I can just put another Soul Shard on whatever the next ring is. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish this area, and then I'm going to go shopping for a ring with Chaos Resist on it. It shouldn't be too hard to find. I guess I'll go to Ugdal as well, since I'm in the area. There's this little house. The Ancient Ruins, this is where you will need a Wendigo Spirit if you don't already have one. If you don't have a Wendigo Spirit, there's no point going in here. There are Coven quests available that will give you one. I guess kind of worth going in here for the Devotion Shrine. There we go. Yeah, there is a Coven quest that will give you a Wendigo Spirit if you don't already have one. But I can't remember which quest it is. I don't think it's available just yet. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be after you get to Barrowholm. It might even be in exchange for bringing the quest MacGuffin back. I can't remember what is it even called, actually. It just says find it. It's their fetish that wards their swamp or something like that. the thing you got to get from Scorv anyway. Just here, little bit of free XP, 2,500 XP. I'm going to set Ugdal free. I have a Wendigo Spirit. There we go. Rip. So this is a little bit of extra reputation and an Ethereal Missive. The Ethereal Missives are used for crafting some stuff later, not so much now. But again, it's good to kind of stack up on those things. The Wendigo Spirits are also useful for some crafting. But I tend to have Wendigo Spirits and not have Ethereal Missives. Probably because of where I prefer to farm, which is the Gloomwald. So there are Wendigos there, and there's not so many Ethereals. Alright, let's take out some ghosts here. And just over here is going to be the last location where you can find the Undergrowth. If you just come across to where you get the Barrowholm entry, just thinking that was going to be my... Hey, there's the Alpha Horn. I swear this drops way easier when I'm not recording. Alright, so this is going to be the entryway up to Barrowholm. I tend to notice this little square block on the map. That's my sort of mental marker for here be Barrowholm. If you head directly south from there, I'm pretty sure it's this tree here will be the last location, but it might be this one. I'm pretty sure it's not. Pretty sure it's this one here. One of these two trees, anyway, will have your final location. And that's it. We've made it to Barrowholm. Hallelujah, everybody. So let's just go in, kill these plants. Everyone loves Ugdenblooms, right? Yeah, everything is definitely dying a lot more easily with these boys in tow. Right, let's head inside here. I've got some stuff to sell. I'm not going to bother dynamiting extra things now. We're already around 150 in the stash for scrap. So I'm just going to sell that. I'll need the bits before I need the scrap, so that'll be fine. Right. While we're here, got any Chaos Rings? That one's not bad. 23%. I would be replacing 30 something, I think. 30 flat. That's 10,000 bits. I'm going to buy that and just see how we go. We are coming up on a section of the game with a decent amount of chaos damage, so I'm not going into that without maxed out chaos res. But if I can find something else... Ideally what I want is a ring with Aether and Chaos Resist, or even two of them would be nice. This ring is actually really good for resistances. They just happen to be completely the wrong ones. They're not the resistances I need, which is unfortunate. Alright, let's go eat our conversation pie with Scorv here. Yep, we will be friendly with Barrowholm because the Barrowholm quests are good for XP. And then we'll go pick up these quests as well. So, Jordith Evelyn wants us to rescue people. And Tyvold also has some quests to do. This is going to be the end of the progress part of the episode. We'll do the rest of Barrowholm and head through to Malmouth in the next episode. What I'm going to do here is just play with my gear a little bit. Now, if you come to Devil's Crossing, and I'm actually going to do a search for Chaos Res, and I'm going to highlight that with Shift Home and then Control C to copy. Now, I don't see any Chaos Res here, so I'm done. If you're shopping for rings, you want to go to Homestead. Because Homestead has two merchants very close to each other. You've got Isaiah Redden, who you can check the potions for. Isaiah also... I'm a little worried about the level of the ordered prefix here. It may not be possible to get 30 Chaos Res on one item. Could probably swap pants out. How are we doing for bleeding? 36 piercing. Yeah. I take those off. We've got a minor drop in bleeding res. So if I can get Chaos Res on pants, which I can, this would be an armor upgrade. Be a massive downgrade on Phys Res, but this is something to watch out for, pants.
Put it to good use.
From Homestead, just rift back to Devil's Crossing, and we'll go check with Luther again. Ideally, you would want the old merchant still there as well, but it is what it is. No Chaos Res. When you've only got the one merchant to check, you do have to kind of 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. You got to kind of wait a little bit extra, just to give the homestead merchants long enough to reset. And then you go back to your rift. Not the homestead rift, just your personal one, and you're already standing right next to Old Mate here. There's 25, and a bit of cunning, and some regen. It's not great, but it'll probably do the job. What's the damage on it? About 10,000? Yeah. I'm gonna keep that one. Now that'll put me at 77%, so maybe I can find some pads. I don't know. We'll have a look. What else we got here? Aether? Aether. I'll buy that for sure. Metals, no good. The other thing we could do is if we could get a good rare ring with some Aether resistance on it, that would also allow me to swap out either this Aether Soul or the Salt for another one of these. Would also work. The other thing we could do is go shopping in the Ancient Grove. Let's actually do that. So if we head over this way, back to the Coven's Refuge, and I'm going to do most of this off screen, but I'll just show where the actual merchant is. So I'll turn this in while we're in the area. You're welcome. Thank you. Yep. Thank you very much for the scrap. So if you head out of the Coven and just over here, what you can do is a little bit of shopping in the Ancient Grove. Now every Skeleton Key dungeon has a merchant in it, and you can reset their inventories by going to a different floor of whatever the dungeon happens to be. So, like I said, I'm not going to make you watch me run back and forth between the door and the merchant. So I will do that off screen. But this is a good way to shop for various MIs. You can shop until you get the perfect double rare item. Definitely don't recommend doing that until level 100. But it is something you can do. It's not something I would do at this level. Right, so here's Mugdrogan, and if you just agree to his quest, he's going to give you a skeleton key, which will get you in the door. Now, you only get in once. If you use this key to open the door and then leave, you will not be able to get back in until you get the blueprint to make the skeleton key, or until you get another skeleton key from somewhere. There is one more that's easily available in normal difficulty, and that is at the entrance to the Steps of Torment. The first time you do the quest there, they will also give you one key. But once that second one is gone, you need to go to the secret shop in the Blood Grove and buy the recipe. Actually, the Steps of Torment guy will give you the recipe, so you'll have that. But every time you want to come in here past those two, you will have to craft a skeleton key, which will cost you 1 blood of Chthon, which is not cheap. You probably have something like 3 or 4 of them at the moment. And once they're gone, you basically just have to farm Chthonian demons, I guess we'll call them. And even then, it's not cheap, for sure. Alright, so I've got the turtle shell here. I like the turtle shell because it's a circuit breaker and we're playing hardcore, or at least I am. Also, it gives us the colors we need. So next point will be some physical resistance and some health. I believe that's actually being nerfed in the next patch. But anyway, it is what it is. Fortunately, we don't have Nemesis with the beasts yet, so I don't have to worry about Kubacabra jumping out from behind every bush. Which is good. Let's see, yeah, we've got Chaos Shell here. And this is why it's important to have all your resistances maxed, even though maybe you're not expecting a lot of chaos damage in here. Well, actually, it should be the Ancient Grove. But you can find heroes that do all sorts of damage, even in areas where technically that type of damage doesn't really exist. You'll still get random heroes. Alright, take care of these guys. I don't really need to worry too much about going up the side here. Usually I come up the side because there's Ugdenblooms up here. So if we go this one here, so rotting stumps. This is what I usually come this way for. Really need it though, just yet. They are definitely nice to haves, but they're not really something that I need to be worried about farming right now. It's just good to have more of them later before you actually have to start farming them. Alright, there's 54. Love to see it. 2 more points in Ascension. Next level, we will get our last point in Ascension, and we're going to start working on the Occultist tree. Here's Ragaroth the Tormented. Oh, he sunders. Okay. He missed, but he was trying to sunder me. Yeah, I'll dodge that one. Alright, Devastating of Alacrity. Little bit of Chaos Res there. No good for me. Alright, this door, my skeleton key is gone. I don't remember exactly which one of these holes it was in. Probably this one. But it is gone now. So I definitely do not leave here until I have what I came in here for. Which I guess if I'm going to be literal about it means there's a chance I'm not leaving at all. I don't actually know that it can give me what I'm here for. But anyway, we're going to find out. Now there's 2 ways you can do the merchant. I usually reset him by going forwards, but you can reset him by coming back here, leaving, count to 10, come back in, run up here just slightly to the left, and you will find your merchant. Aldelon the Molten and Lana the Fate Weaver. Apparently not shielded very well. Okay, just across this bridge and then hang a left and we will be where we need to be. Here we go, you can see the merchant on the map when you start getting close. Here he is. So this is Vinelton. And yes, he does indeed have creeping rings, which I'm super psyched to see. So I need to get a creeping ring with some resistances on it. And I need to not stand in that. So you can shop here for as long or as little as you like. He will not buy anything. Cannot sell items to him. The other thing you want to check for is this, the Prismatic Diamond. Can't quite use this, but absolutely, definitely 100% want it. So grab the Prismatic Diamond. You can look through these blueprints as well if you want. Beast Callers if you're playing a Pet Conjurer for some reason. Ugden Salve is good to have. But generally speaking, I just get the Prismatic Diamond. And this time through, I do indeed want to get my hands on some rings. Not those 2, though. So to reset this, I'll show you once, and then I'm going to end the episode and do my shopping off screen, because this is incredibly boring. But the basic idea is you just backtrack, making sure to use your movement skills as needed. Backtrack to the door. Go ahead and head out. And then count to 10 once you come out. So loading screen doesn't count. You start counting when you can move around. Let's say that's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 plus 1. In we go. And then we just head back to the merchant, and he should have new stuff for us to peruse. That was a bit weird with the shield. Those spiders coming down from the roof, it kind of just vibrated back and forth underneath them. Alright, new stuff to look at. Give me new stuff. I only got the one ring this time. Aggressive of Readiness is a lot of offensive ability. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any Chaos Res on it, so... yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to check these before I give up. But, oh, I should eat that so it stops showing it to me. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.